This is BYC commentary. This is a brand new channel, and what you have is BC, myself, and
I'm YC.
we're both hosting this channel. We wanted to go ahead and start this channel and share our opinions, our background of what our experience is about um, either anime or paranormal activities or life, business, technology, the whole thing. It's just anything we can think of. I mean, it's one of those things. Anything new, we would like to talk about it and actually, make some comments about it. And with YC and myself, BC, we have totally do two different backgrounds, and that just kind of makes it a lot of fun. So we hope you guys like it. But just to start off, I'll tell you a little bit myself. I am in the business world. I've been in there for multiple years and worked in accounting field for a long time. Made it CFO and started my own company. So, in as far as business and making money, starting your own business, that I'm the guy to go. So you'll hear me talk about that a lot sometimes, and maybe even have some guests that comes in and talk about if you guys want to go buy a house or what's the best rate and all that, and or starting your own business, what you want to do, what you want to do first, business plan, how can you save money in your own business if you own your own business, what we could talk about, and maybe even about some philosophy. I love doing talking about how we can improves ourselves and improve helping others. That's a big thing between us. And why don't you tell them a little about yourself, YC?
Well, I'm YC and I love playing video games, writing, just surfing the web, doing all sorts of things. I don't have my own business yet, but I plan on doing that for the future. And I like to talk about all sorts of things, but those are my passions and my hobbies. Those are the things that I kind of know about the most. And on this channel, hopefully, I can be able to talk about that with all of you, and we all just have a big old conversation about what we like and what we don't like regarding those type of entertainment topics.
And YC's basically been in the technology side. He's pretty much the computer side of our team here, and he's actually trying to start his own gaming company, and that's what I'm trying to help him do himself. And that's what he's talking about, owning his own business or creating his own business. And he's in the development stage of actually creating the game. Is that right?
Yeah, but it's still in a long process. But I mean, the script's almost done, and the characters are coming along nicely. So we're just gonna keep moving on with that, and hopefully have more details out in near future.
Well, I just wanted to tell you guys this. You'll think of Wise. He's in a different area of character, and I'm a whole different area of character. I'm a businessman, and he's on the side of the games technology side. I mean, we don't collide very well. Well, I'll tell you, it's like how long we know each other. Why? See, it's probably like what 10 years now? No, no, it's less. Yeah, it's
We aren't that old yet.
getting close. To that it's pretty getting close. It's almost about a couple, 2 more years, about one more year. It'd be 10 years, wouldn't
Yeah, about
it?
that.
Yep. Yeah, that's about
Makes me feel
right.
old though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, I mean, let's just put it this way. YC was, you know, speaking on your part here, YC, but typically when I met him, he didn't speak to me as much, and I was the one that was mostly talkative, and I guess that's why you're gonna what happened here. But YC was more of technology, like to stay to himself, and I did too. Don't get me wrong. It's just I have my moments, and when I come down to being where I, hanging out and having friends, that's what I do. So we met each other, and we got into like I'm into sports and a whole bunch of things and going to bars and sometimes party. I don't a lot. I mean, not a lot. Some, and YC was not.
Nope.
So how did we even get to a point where you even party with us? I got you to come out your shell, of course, but I don't even remember our first party together.
Well, let me see. I don't remember either, but I do know that we used to take classes together, and then we started hanging out more. We had some other people in the group, and I mean, we just started all talk about different things like drinking and things like that, and games and girls, just all sorts of things. And then one day we just decided to go to a party, and just been hitting it off since then.
Yeah, I guess it was. I think it really brought us like hanging out a lot was, our share of anime. Um, there in those times where like the party was over and all that kind of deal, and um, we would play games and watch anime. And
Yeah,
I think that was just it's not we didn't do that a lot, but it was more of like I don't know. It was more of like it was fun. I mean, there was a bunch of other guys that watched with us sometimes, and but majority of times, I always end up convincing you doing things that I liked in it,
yeah,
like climbing trees and fighting, sparring. That was a lot of fun.
yeah. I'm gonna say you can only party for so long.
Yeah, and YC is not a fighter, um, but you get him to a certain place where he'll fight you. Now you never win.
Oh, whoa, hold on now.
Well, you never won. When did you ever win?
I think I could beat the butt of a prepubescent boy or an old man, but and
I
I've
think
been
an
hitting
old
the
man
gym.
beat you up.
I've been hitting the gym more, so I mean, I
You still think you can take me?
think I can take on a high schooler.
I think you can't even take it on high school. Prove me wrong. We're gonna record it one day. Go out there.
Well, hold up now. I don't want to get a risk ticket. Being a minor. I don't want to go to jail for that.
We'll blur out your face. But anyways, yeah, anime was one of those things, and um, well, for me, I'm one of those guys that I just don't watch it just to watch it. I watch it was because there's reasons there's a story, there's some type of motivation to what made me watch it. Now there are times I'm just completely lazy and sit back and just watch something because something's on. But just like I mean me Wasi and I talked about this a lot before was, you know, anime is not it's not a cartoon. Let's put it that way. It's not what, people think it is when you're watching it. They're thinking like, "Oh, you're a kid." I mean, that's why are you watching some cartoon? And there's a difference. I'm not completely YC is better than I am on, that's his forte. I mean, I watch certain ones and some, but he's more into it than I am. That's hence why he's creating his own games. But YC, what's the difference? What's the main difference between cartoons and anime?
Well, to me, anime is more. You have your wacky animes, but generally most of the time they can be almost relatable. Like at the end of the day, some of them mostly deal with human things like different types of emotions, like loss of life, loss of a friend. Um, and with animes, they have all different types of genres, like from cooking to sports to action to paranormal activities. I mean, anime just kind of has a variety of things. And cartoons kind of have that, but for the most part, they're kind of like just silly. You turn your brain off. You sit there to laugh. You don't try to get life lessons from them. It's just something that you can like just enjoy. Like maybe get a beer and just like laugh your butt off watching a crazy cartoon.
Well,
And
what was your first anime? To cut you off, sorry, to cut you off there, but what was your first anime?
my first anime was Dragon Ball, and that's before Dragon Ball Z. But I remember they used to come on right after school during elementary school, and I used to watch that like religiously, like every time it came on, every day, Monday through
Like you gotta
Friday.
watch it. You're like it's coming on. I gotta watch it. I gotta be back at this time to watch it. In it.
Yep. My school schedule was based around that. Like, okay, I get out of school at 3. It comes on at 3:30. So I'm gonna rush home. I'm gonna watch that, and then I'm gonna do my homework and whatever else I had to do. But
Tell
that
tell
was my priority.
tell me like yeah I see. I mean like a lot of us are like that. I mean in that way. I mean I used to be like that too on certain things, and I stirred away from it just because I did. It kind of seemed like when we grow up we that's not our first priority anymore. But what made you get into it to Dragon Ball? Like what made you? Why did you have to, get to that hour? I mean, I know the answer, but I just want to like kind of bring that up to make a point here. Why did you watch it
Well,
to the
for
point
me,
like you have to be there?
for me, it was just the fact that it didn't look like the standard cartoons that you see over here. During that time, I mean, your cartoons were pretty much like gags, and you just laughed and you didn't really think about them. And when that came on, I was really amazed because it looked like a human, a realistic human in the form of a cartoon, but they had like depth and story to them. And
So you like the story, you like the actual death, like the reasons and what the reasons of decisions are made because of certain things. They actually gave reasoning of what they did, right?
yeah, it's the fact that whenever they made an action, it like lasted in the series. It wasn't just like, well, we're gonna have this action, and then after about 13 minutes, it's gonna be completely gone. Like if they went around and they punched somebody, the person that they punched would probably come back and try to kill them, or like if
Yeah,
they
revenge.
a friendship, that friendship will last. It wouldn't just like fade away after a few minutes. It'll keep going
Yeah, yeah,
throughout
not
the
like
story.
a cartoon. Yeah, so like
Yeah.
it actually had real life actions and cause and effect. I mean, the point I'm actually bringing across here is that that's what that's why we keep watching. That's why even a grown up, your father still watches, doesn't he?
Yeah, he watches Dragon Ball Z. He's pretty into it, even Super. So
Yeah. So I mean, and I'll tell you why people, even at the age of 40 or 50, still watched, Dragon Ball Z or anime. I mean, is because there's actual story behind it. There's actual meaning behind what it expresses. It gives them a thrill. And when I'm talking about thrill, I'm talking about like you're rushing when you're watching an actual movie, a film, and and it actually turn out to be something like that's the rush. Like just the deal. Just I'll tell you. So when I watched Dragon Ball, um, it had to do with honor. Now I didn't watch Dragon Ball a lot. I watched Dragon Ball Z, and being Dragon Ball Z, there was a lot of honor into it. And what I mean by honor, it's doing things that
yeah,
are completely honorable, like right, respectful. So just like, when uh Frieza came down to Earth and Goku fought him. Well, he didn't have to beg to um he had pretty much I say beg, but he pretty much like told Krillin when Krillin had the chance to kill Vegeta because Vegeta was down and he was about to take that sword and then stab him, and Goku was like, "No, don't do that." He pretty much said, "Let him live," because that was honorable. That's one of those things like just because they were killing us doesn't mean give us the right to take their life. He wanted to give him a chance. and Goku did that. He let him go. And what happened now? Vegeta's part of the good guys.
Yep.
That's honor, and that was what a lot of the Dragon Ball Z was about at the beginning. I mean, I hate how it actually became fan based now, and a lot of people lost that honor. Now there's still some in there, but they don't get it like the main writer did. I mean, that's why we got so hooked into it, because there was this honor, this this righteousness that Goku always had. That he had to stand up for what is right instead of what is evil, and he did things that are harder than people that would actually um, than normal people would actually do.
Yep.
Uh, you know, he didn't take the easy way out. He took the hard way, and then actually got a better path. And that was the thing. I mean, it was easy to just would take the Vegeta's life and not even worry about him anymore, because these guys are so scared of him. Because he's so more powerful than he is. Even because Goku did defeat Vegeta, but in Krillin and Gohan's eyes, when they were, or Piccolo's eyes, all of them that looked at him, he was like, I think Piccolo was dead at that time with Vegeta, but um, Vegeta was stronger than all of them, even stronger than Goku still at the same time, because Goku was down and out for that
Yep.
for that moment, So if you let this guy live, he can still come back, and I can see that being scared, but Goku was like, let him live. I can still see good in him, and it's not our right to actually take his life, unless you really have to. But at this point, it's like he's down and out. So it's kind of like this gives us righteousness, and then you know what? It paid off. Just like you said, it's not one of those things that's just boom and you're done. It came back. It paid off. He became a good guy.
Yep.
And a lot of people still, there was times that still feel like he was not going to, but he did.
Yeah. And, I mean, he still wants to. I mean, he still wants to kick Goku's butt, but
That's
at
more
the
of
end
a
of the day,
rival
he'll
thing, you know?
he'll work
Yeah,
at him. Yeah.
yeah. But the funny thing is, I don't know, a lot of these guys, you guys don't know about it, but I grew up in when you said you brought up Dragon Ball.
Hmm.
That's actually based off of a West a Asian third world country movie, where it's actually a series called Journey to the West. Journey to the West.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Journey to West was like, now I'll show you guys. It's more of it's about a monkey king, and he is, you know, uh, he was born from a rock, and from the energy of the earth and sky and the heavens, and he became this giant monkey, and then they cut off his tail, and then became a smaller monkey. Hence, Dragon Ball Z kind of had that same kind of deal. And then they got a staff, that you can see in this picture here, that he got it from a dragon that, in the movie, in the Chinese culture, the dragon is a king of the sea, so he's under the sea, and then he actually was guarding this huge staff that was going really heavy and really tall, and it can grow big and large as they want. And it's kind of the same thing what Goku had, when he was in Dragon Ball. He had that red staff that grew really tall and go big and small. So they kind of got it off of that, and it's just interesting. I mean, like they kind of made it in a whole different way. They made it into whatever they want to do when it came to Dragon Ball Z. Um, it's not, you know, the Monkey King or Journey to the West anymore, but it's just the movie itself. But it was pretty interesting. I mean,
Yep.
one of the reasons why I got me watching it, myself watching it, because of, it was so similar.
Yep. And Goku used to have a tail too, so before he got cut off. But
Yep.
when he had that, he turned into a beast. So
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to tell you. A lot of these cartoons, I say cartoons. See, I messed up there. A lot of these anime that people call cartoons that doesn't know the difference, they don't actually understand it. Never gave it a chance because there's a lot of these anime that is deep thinking, deep meaning. I mean, um, YC and I talked about this and watched it together when we were in college. Is Parasite. Uh, that anime is a very high deep thinking. It's one of those things where if I mean, yeah, you can just watch it and get it, but I'm saying if you watch it, there's a lot of meaning into it that's just blows your mind. It makes you question about the human race itself. Of everything that we're doing that we think that we're higher and superior, that are we really higher and superior? I mean,
Yep.
are we doing the things we're doing, killing animals and eating them just because we're thinking that we're higher than everybody else, and that we have the technology and the mind, and that we're intelligent more than the other um, food source in our on Earth, and that we can kill or eat whatever we want. I mean, it makes you question all of that. It's a really great movie. Series, an anime, and I mean, I'll recommend you guys watch it. It's very gruesome,
Yep. A lot of blood.
but yes, a lot of blood, and but I'm just telling you, like, I'm not gonna ruin it for you. It actually made me cry. No, I mean, a man
So
crying. That's just how it is. I mean, it's some serious stuff. It's not one of those things that you guys think it is. And like I tell you, like it's one of those things that everybody's must watch. And if uh, if you've never seen it, let us know, and maybe we'll watch it all together. I mean, I'll love we'll go back and watch it again. Bring me back into good times, and we can watch every episode like we used to, and have it where we'll do it at a certain time, and everybody's got to be there to watch it.
yeah. So BC, we've been talking about anime for a while, but you still haven't said what was your first anime that you ever watched.
My first anime, and you correct me wrong because I might be wrong here, but Pokemon was my first anime.
Mm.
That's anime, right?
Yes,
It's
it
not
is.
cartoon. Yeah, because it's
It's
actually a
anime.
cartoon. But I mean, it's so confusing because the thing that when you say that there's a continual like story and stuff in there, which there is, which what makes it anime. But when uh, what's this group? The Rocket Team or whatever?
Team
God, I
Rocket.
can't remember. Team Rocket. That's right. They keep doing the same thing over and over again. That just makes me feel like it's cartoon because
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But
Yeah, but
it
even
is
Team
anime.
Rocket had their like moments where they would, you know, be emotional and have their like own problems that they had to have solved. So I mean, they kind of broke those tropes of like just being a cartoon villain.
I just gotta turn this on and let you guys see this right here because it's bringing me back some good old days. Because um, this is way better than the Pokemon that they share nowadays. You see what I'm saying? That was some good stuff. It brings me back to those days.
Yeah, and it was not the same as what it's now. I mean, let's face it, the new animes, I think they kind of ran out of ideas of like what Pokemon they wanted to make, so they kind of made recolors or reanimations of previously old Pokemon, and some of the new Pokemon that they came out with are kind of like it's like were they on acid when they made this? Cause
You're right. I mean, I don't know. It's just. Let me just put it this way. I guarantee you that the way they made it now was for the new kids, the ones that are just turning 8, 8, 10, and 11, 12 when they're age when we watched it, and they're watching it, the newer ones. They're not watching the older ones like we did.
Yeah.
And they're probably complaining that how the new ones are better than the old ones. And we're doing the same thing. We're saying the old ones are better than the new ones. But I'm just saying, it just doesn't have the feel like it used to be. And maybe it is because we grew older, but I'm just saying it's just not. It just seems like you said, they're just making up stuff now. It's
Yeah.
like they see a T-shirt and they say, "Oh, let's make that into a Pokemon."
Yeah, I could tell you now that when I was growing up, we did not have a fetus looking Pokemon that had psychic abilities.
Yeah, you ran out of they ran out of ideas. That's pretty much what it is. But I'm just saying, like, if you guys remember, I cried on the first Pokemon movie. Remember when Pikachu was in like Ash tried to jump in front of like the Mewtwo and Mew,
Yeah,
and then he got turned to stone, and
yeah,
Pikachu was trying to revive her.
yeah. I admit I cheered up there too. Like,
I don't know, it was I don't know what it is. Like I think anybody that watched that movie when during the times that we did, I think everybody wanted to tear up that point.
yeah.
Bunch of sissies.
And, and to be honest, I didn't really even like Ash, but I mean, I felt bad for him.
Oh yeah, I did too. Hey, do you guys know that Ash was actually a woman's voice?
Yep, it was kind of obvious. I mean,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, it wasn't so obvious, but as I got old, I was like, that's a woman.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I was like, oh, I didn't know, but she played a bunch of the voices too, not just Ash.
Yep. And I'm
I think
pretty
she
sure
did
you got her
Rock.
to do Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah, she did. She did a lot of it. Very talented lady.
Yep.
You might want to hook up with her.
Yeah.
By the way, this channel will be 18 and up, so you guys,
Yeah. After after that
yeah,
comment.
make sure that you are 18 and up. We're not responsible for any underage kids here. Sorry. Um, yeah, but I mean, I there will be a bunch of fun things. I'm going to guarantee you, like that we're going to be talking about, not just anime, but we're going to talk about, like I said, there's going to be a bunch of business. If you got out there, you want to start your own business. I guess at that point, any age can be done. I mean, I've seen there some kids nowadays that are like making tons of money and they're like 16 years old.
Yep.
Uh, but just knowing how to make more money with that more money that money they already have is the next step. And we can talk about that. I can bring on people on the show that actually that can teach you more and more about that kind of deal. Um, real estate, blah blah blah, and all that kind of stuff. Very dry stuff for YC. He's not into it, but who cares? It's
What?
uh, he has his own thing he's gonna talk about, and then he's gonna have to endure that people want to make money. And look, he wants to make money too. So we all here to we love making money, so we're gonna talk about it one day. The other thing I want to bring up to you guys is an awesome topic I always want to talk about was paranormal. I guess that's one of the things that we really got into when we were in college too, right? YC was paranormal.
Yeah, that was something that really stood out to me, especially a show called what was it? Ghost Files?
Yeah, Ghost File. No, is it Ghost Files? No, Dead Files.
Yeah, Dead Files.
That was pretty good. So, I mean, I think we watched almost every episode, I believe. They came out with newer episodes, but some of them were just dang down creepy.
Oh yeah, they were. It just amazed me how I mean, she was able to go in there like completely alone, well, besides the cameraman, and just like go around just filming and hearing all these voices and moans and seeing all these weird creatures that were like not of this world. That just amazed me.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm about to show you guys how it really was. It's pretty intense.
Feels like we're on its territory. It's pissed. My daughter just told me she was going to die. It's bad. There was blood all over. Do you have any idea how they died? It crashed head-on into the waiting freight train. I hear something snap crunched. I would burn this place to the ground. There's warfare going on. They want to kill me. We shouldn't be here. They're being watched. My name is Amy Allen. This thing likes death. I see dead people. That seems like a monster. I speak to dead people. He's pissed off now. And they speak to me. His head was cracked. But there's only one way to know if my findings are real. This guy was murdered. I rely on my partner. I'm Steve Bishotti, a retired New York City homicide detective. I cannot help you unless I know the whole story. And I know every person, every house has secrets. You saw her? It's my job to reveal. Why would you stay here? But Steve and I never speak. We never communicate during an investigation. Until the very end. Stop it. We uncover if it's safe for you to stay. I want to know the truth. I want to know what's happening. Or time to get out.
I'm gonna go back and watch that. I It's been a while since I've seen that, but I just remember it creeping me out so much.
Yeah, that's exciting, wouldn't it?
Yes, it
See,
was.
like, and like I said, like they do their investigation completely separate. Now, again, a lot of you guys would actually say, did they actually do it or not? I don't know. That's up to you to judge. But when you actually watch it, it's very amusing. It's very fun. It's very if you're scared at night and you get nightmares, don't watch it at night. Watch it with somebody. But it was something that back in college time, we used to watch together. It was pretty fun. Um, and here's the thing, there's a lot about, and this is a different story, but I'm just saying, like, this is eventually what more and more episodes of us that you guys listen to would be more and more in depth and more fun because I have my own experience of the supernatural that just kind of got to a point where I couldn't not believe in it. I had to, because it's just there, it's happened. A lot of people don't have any of that incident and they just don't believe in it. And it kind of tied into YCU too, it's to a point where, what do you think? You had to believe in it too, didn't you?
Yep. And I mean, those pictures that she used to show, like near the end of the episodes, were kind of like creeping me out, and it made me have like nightmares of those things like coming to my house, something like that. So, I mean, I believed in it.
You had incidents yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, but it was on like goosebumps and like the hair in the back of my neck standing up, and sometimes I felt like something was in the room. But I know a lot of people are gonna say like, "Oh, that's just you being like, I guess
Paranoid.
paranoid." But I mean, to me, it felt like it was pretty real. Like it'll touch my leg or something like that, and it just freaked me out completely.
Did you ever have paralyzed? Did you ever get paralyzed when you were sleeping?
Yes, I've had that a few times where I couldn't move. It felt like something was on top of me or something like that, and I mean, it took me a while to get up. Sometimes I have to I mean, try to move on my own or try to just
You
tell
know,
whatever it was to get off of me or something like that. But
a lot of people, a lot of people have that, and those things, people will tell you, doctors will tell you, is that you have a type of um, a sickness that's called uh, you remember what's called paralyzation or something like, I can't remember, they use some type of term, and they're saying that you're sick, and that's what happened to you, and that some part of your bodies get to a point where you're sleeping, and you can't move your body, and your mind makes a trick on you. Well, that's the fact is that's what doctors come up with because that's something they can't explain, and the body itself, doctors still can't explain everything, and that's just something that they created in their own logical way to think that that's exactly what happened, and they're not completely wrong. Yes, your body does happen like that. Your muscles does gives the sense of out, and that your muscles might get um, tense out that you can't move, but have they ever thought the opposite, that that stuff that they were imagining is actually true, and the only reason why that actually happened was your muscles actually tense up like that is because whatever they're seeing is actually what's happening to them, and then it actually makes them tense up. That's actually what causes the body to do what it's doing.
Hmm.
And that's the thing about this is that it a lot of it's real. And the people that think that they have to deal with psychological mind problems and stuff because they see things and then they're going shake and they're killing people and blah blah blah. Majority of the times, yes, they already have a problem, and then they're taking more pills and making them to be better. It's just making them worse because now they're trying to say, hey, you don't see things, yet they do, and then yet you give them medicine to tell them that, hey, you need to be normal and that you're not really seeing anything, and they don't they try to make that medicine to help them, but it actually is just making them worse, and then
Yeah.
falling into a deep making it's just like when you're gathering a bunch of people and then you see you play that little trick with people and you say everybody's in your room and then you say, hey, I'm going to do a magic trick. I'm going to make you disappear. And the lady, the victim that's trying to make it disappear, everybody just acts like they never see them. Well, she's going to believe that she actually disappeared. And then she has a meltdown and blah, blah, blah. Why did you do this to me? And that kind of thing. And they start crying. That's the same thing of this concept here is that they actually see something. And then yet, everybody around the room saying they don't see it and it's not there just because they don't actually see it because they can't, but the only person that could see is that one. Well, just because they can't see it doesn't mean it's not real. And then we try to give medicine to these people that say, hey, you can see it and all that stuff, and then they actually become affected by the medicine and then they actually believe that they're not actually supposed to see it, and then they actually become insane and go crazy. So, I mean, what is normal anyway? It's hard to be normal. Like nobody's normal, but yet they're trying to be doctors are there trying to be that they're trying to make saying that that's normal. That's not what. I'm just gonna tell you. I hope I never be in that situation. But if anybody try to put me in that normal home and then try to say that I need to be normal, I don't even know what normal is. I'll probably be stuck there forever. And I think that's half of the more than half of the earth, because no one's normal. There's no such thing as normal. It's people that are normal are they're abnormal, because there's this thing. No one's the same as everybody else. That's the kind of thing. But I again, we'll go in a lot detail of that, and I'll show you, and I'll kind of, I mean, I can't completely prove everything because that's, like I said, again, I don't know a lot of it, but I'm just saying that I've actually experienced a lot of things that the mods say. That's only for me, but that's up to you guys to judge on yourself. I'm just giving you my opinion, and my opinion could suck completely to you guys, but doesn't matter to y'all. I'm holding my middle finger up so no one can see it, but my finger is up. So that's what I'm just saying. But like YC didn't believe in it back in the day too, but he believes it now. Ever since he met
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to say to believe it. I'm just saying, like, you gotta open your eyes to do things, that you gotta start doing good things. How these other things get created is when you start doing bad things, and yet you don't even know you're doing bad things. I mean, what's right, what's wrong? It does play effect in your life. And supernatural thing is just fun. I mean, it's not fun. I'm just saying it just happened something we fell into. It's not something that we were gonna keep on digging into. It's just something we know about and know it's there. We're not gonna go and go do some crazy crap like some people do, and that's not what we're into. We want to live a normal life like everybody else.
Yep. But is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up for tonight?
Keep watching, and y'all see more. And I'm talking about like down to hypnosis, to um, actual ghost stories, understanding of certain anime games that we may play or not play, uh, hypnotizing YC. Y'all don't want to miss that, and maybe even hypnotizing you guys out there. And then we'll talk about movies, games, actors, make fun of YC,
No.
and
We won't
then
be
why
doing
not?
that.
Oh yeah, we're always gonna make fun of YC. I don't know what else do we talk about.
Um, just I mean, just a handful of everything. There's a lot of things out in the world that you can talk about that somebody's bound to be interested in.
That's right. Well, anyways, like, subscribe, and if you do, you'll hear more from us. If you don't, then you won't hear it until later. Everybody else hear it. So peace out. Peace out.
YC out.